Hello everyone, welcome back to Factorio, where today we will be moving on from construction of this wall, which I have gone through between episodes. So I've done a couple of things between episodes. One of those is finishing out the construction of the wall that we've got here now, or at least the start of it. And this wall I'm just going to switch to the map screen because it's a lot quicker, as you can see here. This wall encompasses pretty much all of the base, aside from this section here. But this section is where we're going to start construction of our bus. Because with this section here walled off, it's kind of easy to just plop something down and then get started. And to facilitate this, I have got a couple of blueprint books. We've got a bus component blueprint book, which I have put together in between episodes. So this is so the first thing I did between episodes was I finished construction of this wall, because I jumped into the game to start a recording and was like, well, actually, I don't want to do another recording of us just struggling to keep biters out and, managing that, because really it's as simple as build a wall, put the wall down, and as you can see, feed it with ammo. And I've got this loop of ammo here just because this section of the wall is a lot shorter than the rest of the wall that's being supplied. So you'll see what happens is the ammo will come down and it will get split off again. So it comes in here and it gets split two ways, and then it comes down here and it gets split two ways again. And all of this ammo, if I go back into the map view, just kind of follows along this wall of turrets, which is a massive wall of turrets, until it reaches up here where it's being fed into a chest at the moment. At some point, what I will do is I will go through and I will finish construction of this wall of machine gun turrets. We'll finish filling it out, and we will what will we do? Well, we won't have to do anything. We'll just have to make sure it's constantly supplied with ammo, maybe occasionally upgrade it, because at some point we're going to have access to construction robots, which from the looks of it are still a little while away. Plastic circuits. Where are we looking? Oof, I don't even know where they are anymore. Batteries, which gives us robotics, which gives us the flying robot frames, which gives us access to construction robots, which allows us to build a roboport, a passive provider, a storage chest, and construction robots. Plus gives us a bonus of a ghost rebuild timeout being plus 168 hours, which is a really long time. But in this game where you can kind of just leave it running for ages, that kind of makes sense. So one of the first things that we're going to have... Oh, excuse me. One of the first things we're going to have to do before we can start doing anything, really, is we're going to need to start building a bus. And this is really just going to be like a fairly simple thing to put together once we get it sorted. Right. So that will be our... If we can just get it like that. This will be our stone and stone brick line. And we'll only have one of this, because that's all we'll actually ever need. And then I've gone and what I did yesterday, so before recording this session, or just yesterday in general, is I went away and I constructed a bunch of blueprints. And when I say I constructed a bunch of blueprints, I mean some blueprints I kind of took and adapted from ones that I've been using ever since I started playing this game. So a lot of these will be based off ones that my uncle put together in, I think it was 0.15. So a long while ago. And then some of them, so all of these ones, like the gears and the circuits and the processing units, their recipes and stuff haven't really changed a huge amount from what I've noticed. Kind of having a brief look at everything. But the ones that have really changed, if we grab our science pack. Why does the science pack have a giant question mark? I don't know. These have changed since I last played Factorio. Before utility science, I think it was called high-tech science or something, require... Ow. Don't stand out in the middle of that. That was fairly stupid. It required not 20 low-density structures. We'll just have a look at these. It required, I think it was like processing units and... Sorry, not processing units. I can't even remember now. It's been so long since I've last looked at them. Actually, I should have them somewhere. A lot of these blueprints are from like ages ago. Like I at one stage started playing around with railway stuff. Here we go. High-tech science. Which required, so a lot of copper wire, batteries, and speed modules. And then we also had militaries and blue science, which just required ridiculous amounts of everything. Thankfully, they've changed blue science into chem science. And it requires walls now instead of turrets. Turrets are very expensive. And production, which I think what they've done is they've added railways instead of assembly machines. So those are the changes that I've noticed. And this is, after not touching the game for a year or so. But what we're going to do is we're going to start off by putting down, I think if we put it here, I want to say, and this kind of gives us a general idea, general idea of where we're going to start putting things. Now, we're not going to need this massive thing straight away. In fact, what we can do is we can kind of start building it out as we require it. But this kind of this is like the largest blueprint I have, I think. Oh yeah, no, it is the largest blueprint that I've got. And as a result of that, we're going to try and build the entire factory around it. Because, goddamn, there ain't no way we're going to be able to fit like that in if we put everything else down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this, actually, What am I thinking? What was I thinking? What was this going to be producing? Copper, stone, iron. Ooh. So I have accidentally swapped the copper and the stone around, which is not a bad thing per se. It's just a thing. But what we've got here is we've got two lines of copper. Alright, so I'm going to start by trying to build everything out off of the copper line, which might take some finagling. We'll have 2 for green circuits, 1 for red, 1 for blue. We'll have 1 for stone, 1 for stone brick, so this is not going to go like this, or it might, but not at the moment. And then the other thing that we're going to need is plastic. Okay, so we've got green, electronic circuits, we've got advanced circuits will go here, processing units will eventually go here, and then we want 1, 2, 3, 4 for iron, 2 for gears, 1 for steel, and am I forgetting anything? No, I am pretty sure everything else gets built on site, she says before making the biggest mistake of her life. I forgot coal. Of course I did. Right, so you'll notice that these have all got 2 gaps between them. And the reason they've all got 2 gaps between them is because that's kind of like the minimum distance you need to put a what am I thinking? So if you wanted to underground it, that's kind of the minimum distance that you need to get between them, which means that this is actually too close. Yeah, perfect. Now, what we can do is okay, what we can do is we can go boop, boop, and then actually thinking about it, oh no, I needed that. Alright. We're just going to place. Oh, did it again. Right, we're going to place those all over there, which helps us line everything else up. So from there, we now know that the if we can just get this, we now know that everything needs to line up over on this side, and then if we grab it over here, we now know everything needs to line up on this side. So the trickiest part, I guess, is compressing all of this into here. Particularly these three. They're going to require some serious faffing, will they? Maybe? If we go... Oh, actually. Hold on. Why am I mucking around with this when I have balances already? Boop. Like that. Excellent. Oh, no. Alright. Okay, so this will balance basically these three iron into this one, into the four, what am I thinking? Into the four iron belts that we want, which is what we need. And then we're gonna go 2 copper. Because really, if we need anything more than 2 copper, I'm probably doing something very wrong. Alright, link you into there. No, hold on. Alright. So, I'm just gonna pop that there so that it's probably a tad unnecessary, but I mean at the end of the day there's space for it, so I'm gonna do it. And we're almost out of belts already. Magnificent. Alright, this is fine. And just like this. So at some point, although probably not in this particular playthrough. Look at them. They tried to come through, but they just die. At some point, what we're going to end up doing is connecting things like trains to this entire network. And what trains will allow us to do is fairly simple. Oh, if I can just grab the right thing. Okay. We can just hook trains like right up. We'll have like a section of train, like a train station down here where all of this is. And we can just hook it all right up into here. Which actually makes it a lot easier. Particularly if we want to stop doing things like what am I thinking? If we want to stop doing things like producing the raw, like the steel, the iron, and the copper, and the stone bricks here on site, we can have like a train station that will have like, because you can get electric mines at some stage. Is it electric mines? Advanced material processing. It is electric furnaces. Rather, we have electric mines. Electric drill miners. Oi, you'd think I don't play this game, wouldn't you? But what you can do is you can get like electric furnaces, which are big, but they produce less pollution. And you can kind of just build them. Like you just slap down a furnace line right next to the resources that you want to be producing. And then you have the train just take the resources to where it's needed, right? Or you could have like factories in certain areas that are fed by trains and stuff. However, that's not important right now. What is important is that we get this done. So, come on. Work with me here, game. Right, there we are. Now, we have all of this sorted. So, actually, that's not the one we want. That is... Okay. So, I'm going to put this one here. And quickly regret that decision. And I'm going to build a couple of them here. Might go as far as build it that many. And we're just going to start laying all of this out. Uh-oh. That's not where that was supposed to go. That's fine. Oh. And we don't need you, and we don't need you. Okay, so the reason the gear blueprint is so small compared to like all of the others is because like the green circuits that we will that will produce afterwards, in fact we can just plop you down. It stacks, and it stacks very nicely, as you can see. Like, damn, that stacks nicely. Now we don't need that many big electric power poles, so we're just going to get rid of those. And for now, we're just going to concentrate on building this out, because that's what's important. Ooh, I don't have any of those. Alright, that's fine. We can concentrate on popping these down. So I think the other thing that I need to mention is that a lot of these builds are kind of like early mega basey builds, because one of the big things that I want to do at one stage or another is maybe go and do like a mega base build, or I guess when I say mega base we'll really find out how big we can make it. And it will be like an ongoing series that I'll do, where maybe I can get help from you guys every once in a while, if that's something that you'd be interested in. Oh hey, already a shite ton of those. Gonna grab some of those, some of those, some of those. Cool. So now that we've got assembly machines, here's what we're going to do. Yeah, the idea of making like a mega base, and like when I say a mega base, I mean like a really big one, is something that's always intrigued me, particularly in Factorio, where you have to defend against the local fauna, which are constantly trying to kill you for doing the human thing of polluting the planet. It's probably not a great way to look at it, but that's how I'm going to look at it. We're doing the tried and tested human method of doing things, and we're just going to pollute the entire planet. And if they don't like it, well, tough, I suppose. But yeah, oh, right. Okay, so we want you. Oh, we're out of them already. Okay. thinking about it, like it has just occurred to me that we probably don't want to be building these immediately. Oh no. Okay, that's fine. I've just realized that this is actually too close to the gears. I need the extra gap. So we're just going to clear all of this out. And what we will do is we just grab the deconstruction planet. Just gonna go 1, I'm gonna go 2, 3, 4. Gonna remove 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, and what we're gonna do next is plop the red circuit production down. And as you can see, I've got these filter inserters on the end to tell me where all of the resources need to go to ensure that I'm not screwing this up. Because I think there have been a couple of times where I've gone and, like when I was initially playing this game, where I would go and I would build something and like I would completely forget where all of the inputs need to go, which is not a great time. So yeah. Oh, that's actually an important thing to note. I don't think we need those two gone. Oh. Right. Actually, I'm gonna delete this because I'm gonna need to come back to it at some point. The processing units, I've just realized, are basically useless to us because, well, what I have gone and done is I have built, oh jeez, okay, this might end up being a slight problem. So what I did, or what I forgot to do. Wow. Okay. So I'll explain what I did. So in this blueprint, what I've got here is I have got. It's really hard to kind of point out what I'm looking at. I'm just gonna come here. All right. So what we've got is, oh no, the symbols don't come up. Shit. Okay, that's even more problematic. Okay. Why didn't I just think of doing that? Honestly. Would have been so much easier. Okay, we're gonna go hide behind a wall. Can we just, like, for a moment, appreciate this? Like, I will have to, at some stage, start upgrading the weapon firing speed and projectile damage. But for now, they seem to be doing a pretty good job of clearing the enemy out. Right, what is it looking at? Blueprints. Okay, so I will probably have to expand this up a little bit in editing. But what we're looking at here is... So what we've got is we've got a bunch of refineries, and they're all going to be producing the petroleum, light, and heavy oil that we need. Technically speaking, light oil has next to no use. Okay, that's probably not true. Not strictly true. It does ratio the best into light solid fuel, from what I recall. Although I think there was a whole conundrum where they changed that. So this is the light fuel solid light fuel, solid fuel production, or light solid fuel production. Solid fuel, it doesn't matter what it's made from, it's all just solid fuel. But you can pick what oil what fuel type you put into it to make it. We've got two chemical plants producing lubricant, and then we've got I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 that are doing light oil to petroleum cracking. And then we have heavy oil. So we've got two that are doing heavy oil into light oil, which then gets sent back into the main pipe so it then can be further cracked. What I have not done, because what I did in a bunch of the blueprints, is I just threw solid fuel. Not solid fuel, rather. So any of the chemical stuff that needed to be made. So here we've got sulfur that I've just thrown straight on the belt. And the reason I've thrown it straight on the belt is because realistically speaking, it was going to just be way harder to belt sulfur along the bus, because I think sulfur has very few uses where it's required on the belt, unlike things like plastic, the 3 circuits, the gears, steel, iron plate. There's the stuff that goes on the bus is stuff that you're going to be using everywhere, or next to everywhere. And sulfur and sulfuric acid aren't actually used enough that I could justify. Like here, sulfur is turned into sulfuric acid for the batteries, but it's not actually, like, I could just set up that kind of production anywhere. Oh wow, that's a lot. Oh, that's a lot. Oh. No, you will not kill me today. Good sir. I have just gone away and basically put down like a huge chunk of a wall. Because I noticed that the biters were trying their damnedest to come down from this direction. And like, I'm fully aware I haven't completed this side of the wall. But, oh jeepers. Nope. This is what the turrets are for. Oh jeez. Okay, see, that's what we have turrets for. Oh, okay. That's okay. We survived. But I've gone down. I went through and I built a section of the wall. Like, I've started outlining the rest of it, with the idea being that at some stage we will finish it out, so that we've got like a full production kind of thing going, and eventually we just might be able to stop these buggers from getting into our junk as often as they do. Oh, okay, so that's still continuing on. That's nice. So what I'm doing here now is I am going through and, is that in the right place? It is not. It was a wee bit of a panic attack there when I realized exactly how big the swarm was and how little damage my little gun was not doing. But that's okay. Alright, So what we're doing here is we're kind of dividing the base up a little bit more, with the hopes that maybe, just maybe, we can kind of get everything laid out. And so that's what I'm going to start doing, is we're going to just start laying out the foundation of basically the entire factory. And I've just realized that we're probably going to run out of space very quickly. Does that mean that what we start doing is we start maybe bending the factory around? I mean, we could do it. Or we could just continue building up. In fact, I think building up is just what we're going to do. Alright, so that kind of defines the upper limit of the base for now. So with all of that set up, what we're going to need to do, so what's probably actually going to happen is I will go away, because this episode's already like an hour long, and I did spend a chunk of time mucking around with the wall, but we have the blueprint set out for the start of the factory, and it's a pretty major start to the factory. Like, I think pretty much everything is in place. We've currently got mining productivity being done, but I think what we actually want to do is get these two researched. And the question becomes, explosives gives us, we'll get that done, actually like that. Okay. Research, actually, if we go that research, and then that research gives us time to get that research done, and then we can probably get lab speed afterwards. So that requires 115 seconds. Okay. Okay, so we have the start of the factory all laid out and ready to go. What I am going to need to do is go away for a little bit longer, and what I'll need to do is finish out the wall so that we kind of have the initial base enclosed. Well, not the initial base, but the what is now going to be the main bus and factory. We're going to enclose it all of it. What's that? I've forgotten where I'm putting stuff already. Not a good sign. That's fine. I'll figure it out. Oil processing. So we have advanced oil processing afterwards. Okay, yeah, so I'll go away and I will finish constructing the entire base. Yeah. What do you require? A substantial amount. Yeah. This is going to be one of those more interesting ones, I think. We'll need to extend this out just a tad further. But that's alright. We have most of the blueprints laid out. What I can do in between episodes is finish setting up a chunk of the wall. Because if we can at least get a chunk of the wall set up, it's a bit more than what we would need to do otherwise. But yeah. Making progress. Slowly but surely. One step at a time. We're just gonna... Actually, I wonder of the two, which sticks out further. I want to say that it is the oil refinery that sticks out the most. Yeah, it's the oil refinery. By a chunk. But that's okay. So in the next episode, when I come back, we will have essentially all of this defended. And I know that it looks like I'm just defending like a bunch of empty ground. And we could probably just cut it in. But I actually want to put our labs here. And in fact, what we could also do is... Yeah, so we'll have the labs all set up here. We will probably end up bending a section of the bus off in this direction. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Oh, they move fast. Oh, they move really fast. Am I going to get away from them in time? Ow, 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 ow. Oh, okay, that hurt. That hurt. That's okay. Okay. Yeah, no, I am definitely going to need to go away in between episodes and finish off this wall. If I want a chance of surviving. Like, any chance of surviving. But yeah, that will all be for next time. I'm only going to attack that base once I have a wall in place. Oh, hey. Dead. Dead. See, for the most part, they seem to stop dead kind of just within this chunk here. I think it's only this one where the turrets actually start to struggle. And that might just be due to how they're placed and everything. But these turrets here, they're having like absolutely no issue whatsoever. It was a bit of a close call here. But yes, I've kind of rambled on long enough. Made a couple of quick escapes from the horde. But what shall we be doing next time? Next time we're definitely doing the bus. We've started laying out the blueprints for where everything's going to go. And between episodes, I will get cliff explosives unlocked. And what will explosives require? Sulfur. Of course they need fucking sulfur. Ah! This game is driving me nuts. That's fine. That is perfectly okay. Alright, so yes. I've rambled on long enough. This episode was a bit more chaotic, a bit more stretched out than I intended it for it to be. It has been 1 hour worth of recording, which again is a lot longer than I expected it to be. And I've been a bit more rambly, a bit more broken than usual, although When is that ever not normal? Next time, what we will be doing is we'll be setting up the interior of the factory. So I'll go away between episodes and I'll finish off the wall. By the time I finish off the wall, I should have cliff explosives unlocked, and I will be able to start destroying a lot of the cliffs that are in the way, like particularly up here. Like this cliff's not too bad, but these ones need to go, and these ones over here, kind of just, yeah, they all need to go. But yeah, until next time, keep being awesome, everyone. And I hope you continue to enjoy this as much as I am enjoying this. Keep being awesome. I know I've said that already, haven't I? Yeah. I hope you're all enjoying this as much as I am. If you are enjoying this, make sure that you hit that like button. If you have any suggestions that you'd like to make, throw them in the comments in the comment section down below. I do read the comments. I don't always reply because I do have work outside of just doing YouTube. And with COVID-19 going on, it's a little bit stressful than usual. I'm just going to pause the game because I'm worried that I'll suddenly get overwhelmed. But yeah, keep being awesome, everyone. Keep being awesome, stay safe, and I will see you next time.